Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all had a great day overall. We got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world. I'm gonna let a few of y'all get in here before we start having these discussions. But to sum it up, to give you guys the gist of what's really going on, man, the WBC orders Dimitri Bivol versus David Benavidez, WBA calling for a Tank versus Roach 2, and Turki and Dana White started an official boxing league, man. I want to see exactly what you guys think about it because this is some good news that's been coming in, man. Boxing is on the rise. A lot more people are paying attention to it. So, it's good for everybody. You know what I mean? It's a win-win for content creators, promoters, networks, all that good stuff, man. But let me address the comments before we get started. We're not even a minute in, and we got 14 people. Salute to the people that's in the building. If y'all can hit the likes, if the likes can match the views, that'll be very much appreciated. Let's get the algorithm on the up so that people know that Mazuma TV is live. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Coffee Plant. What up? Agent 007, what up? Lorenzo showing love from Japan. What up? West Philly Tour. Marissa Alvarez, hey. Shut them down. What up? What I think about the TKO company? We gonna talk about it. We gonna let some more people get in here before we start discussing. Slime, what up? He said, "What's the word, Mark?" Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Appreciate you, brother. Speaking of Mazuma Nation, man, shout out to everybody that's been contributing to MazumaMerch.com, man. Getting purchases and getting the support I've been getting has been crazy, but I'm highly appreciative regardless. My personal friends that's been supporting, family, you know what I mean? People that's a part of the nation right here on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should be getting y'all orders soon. Please stay patient with me, please, and hopefully y'all enjoy the product that y'all get. Reef Hound, what up? He said, "I'm not jacking that TKO league. They trying to get rid of all sanctioning bodies and ruin the lineage of boxing." We're going to talk about it because, one of the biggest critiques about boxing was that there was too many belts. And now that, people are taking the initiative necessary to get rid of the belts or at least make them less relevant, now people are saying that all the belts that we have, you know what I'm saying, is part of our history and, getting rid of them will be messing up the sport. So it's an interesting conversation. He said, "Friday I get paid. I need a hoodie." Go get you one, my brother. MazumaMerch.com and use that promo code on the way out. Use Mazuma TV to get 10% off everything that's on the website. With the Rooster. Oh, yeah, especially because you in Puerto Rico. Yeah, you need to get the Rooster one, brother. He said, Lewis says, "That's a great fight. I like Benavidez, but I think Bivol outboxes him." It's a great fight, and in reality, it may very well be 50-50. I just know that David Benavidez is on a fucking war path right now. Dimitri Bivol is at the highest point in his career, so why not make the fight happen now? You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean? Shut him down said, I was just talking about that. I guess that's what you meant to say. What if boxing had the UFC ladder to make fights? If we had somebody like Dana White running the sport of boxing and just making the best fights consistently back to back to back, the sport would definitely be more enjoyable. The sport would definitely have more attention around it, and maybe that's what they're looking to do, man. Maybe that's why Turki Al-Sheikh decided to add Dana White. All right, we back. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all? Yo, we good? We good? Are we good? Excuse me for that, y'all. Let me see. I seriously don't understand like how the way this Wi-Fi shit work. I don't know if it's just too many people on it or how the way this Wi-Fi shit work. I don't know if it's just too many. on it. It's frustrating, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's definitely frustrating. Frustrating, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's definitely frustrating. And the reason why you hear an echo, I'm trying to hear my own audio. The reason why you hear an echo, I'm trying to hear my own audio. Wow. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. We all good? So we straight? I think we was talking about Dana White though. You know, there's some good things that could be said about Dana White. Obviously, just like any other promoter in boxing and shit like that, you got your pros, you got your cons. You feel what I'm saying? You can make a pro and con list for just about anybody who represents the sport of boxing, whether we talking about Bob Arum, whether we talking about Eddie Hearn, shit, even His Excellency. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody got their pros and cons. There's nobody that's perfect on this earth. Thus, you will never have a perfect promoter. Dana White, him being the head of the UFC, there's been a lot of criticism about him. You feel what I mean? Whether it's underpaying fighters or having bias, like openly being biased towards certain fighters and things of that nature. There's a lot of things that can be said about Dana. He likes smacking his wife. Like that's the type shit that he like to do. Publicly. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that can be said about him, personal or business related. But regardless, he definitely knows how to run a business. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way that he was able to take the UFC, that was a pretty much, dying company, slowly but surely dying down, and then you take it and then you turn it into a multi-billion-dollar business. That's definitely somebody you will want to have at least be a part of a business that you're running, especially if it has to do with combat sports. So I don't know exactly how much power Dana White is going to have in this. I don't know if he has a stake in this, if he's putting his own money up, or he's just going to be the face of the company. Regardless, Dana White, of course, he has his cons, and he might not be somebody that we agree with all of the time, but he makes some good fights. He makes some good fights, and he's done multiple pay-per-views that have done 1 million plus. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think he's a good representative in terms of building a business and things of that nature. And he got a good relationship with Turki Al-Sheikh. So I guess Turki Al-Sheikh looks at him as like a trusted business partner, maybe a friend. You feel what I mean? And that's just what they got going on. But we're going to get into the specifics, man. At this point, we're 11 minutes in. I don't know exactly what let me see real quick. I don't know exactly if this Wi-Fi is going to be cooperating with me. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the night, we took a couple things off the Wi-Fi, so that's probably what it was. But look, we're gonna get into these conversations, man. So the first thing that we're gonna tackle today is WBC, man. Shout out to WBC for finally putting Benavidez on. You know what I mean? Giving him an opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, at 168, although he has won the WBC super middleweight title multiple times, and pretty much lost it both times to him being irresponsible. He was clearly the number 2 guy in the division behind Canelo Alvarez, who was undisputed at the time he was in the weight class. And I guess the WBC, a lot of people say the WBC stand for We Bet Canelo and stuff like that. They have been biased towards Canelo since his ascension to becoming the pay-per-view star that he is today. And it was a lot of politics involved as to why the WBC refused to force Canelo's hand. You know what I'm saying? They don't have an eighth of the balls that the IBF has, in which they'll force Canelo to do something, and if they don't, they'll strip him and move on. You feel what I mean? That's exactly what they did with William Skull. You feel what I mean? The WBC has been just procrastinating. You know what I mean? Got their feet stuck in the mud. And they never gave David Benavidez that opportunity, or at least forced Canelo's hand to make a fight happen with David Benavidez, because they wasn't trying to lose them sanctioning fees from them Canelo Alvarez checks. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all this. Like, let's say they getting 1%. Let's say they getting 3% of 30 million. Y'all do the math. You know what I mean? So would you rather get 3% of 30 million or 3% of 5 million that maybe David Benavidez is making? You feel me? So it's politics, aka money, and they wasn't trying to fuck their money up. So they just had David Benavidez on standby. And I salute David Benavidez, because he could have cried and pouted and just sat around and waited for an opportunity like Triple G did. But what he did was he turned his lemons into lemonade. Pause. You feel what I mean? In the sense where he's like, all right, Canelo not going to fight me. All right, I'm going to just beat all these other guys that, guys that he's avoided, guys that are still at the top of the division and made a name for himself. You feel what I'm saying? And not only that, he was like, you know what, man, I ain't about to be sitting here dragging my feet, whatever. I'm going to move up to the next weight class and look for a better opportunity, which was bound to happen anyway, because David Benavidez is a big boy. Pause. So he goes into light heavyweight and he puts on 2 phenomenal fights. Alexander Volzdik, who was a former WBC light heavyweight champion of the world until being dethroned by Artur Beterbiev here in Philadelphia. Like I said, me and my team had helped out for that camp. Volzdik specifically, our fighter at the time, bless you, was Volzdik's chief sparring partner, Brandon Robinson. Then he defeated Volzdik with the injuries and stuff that he had, bless you. And then he went on to face David Morrell, a lot of people that they claimed was being ducked by Benavidez, and put on a phenomenal performance. Outworking, outdogging David Morrell, who's talented, got rocked by Morrell, came back, showed true heart, and wouldn't take no for an answer. Similar to what Gary Antoine Russell did with Rayo Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Was just an absolute machine in there. And the WBC is coming through on their promise. You feel what I mean? And ordering David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, to face Dimitri Bivol, who's coming off of the biggest win of his career and is now the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. So let's get into this article right here, man. Shout out to Ring Magazine for keeping us informed of what's going on in the boxing world. And the article states by Matt Penn, shout out to Matt Penn, Dimitri Bivol isn't short of options for his next fight, but waiting at the beginning of the line is David Benavidez. Mauricio Suleiman has confirmed that the undisputed 175-pound champion Bivol must defend against Benavidez next, and the duo have until April 8th to negotiate. So that's not much time, people. That's a little more than 4 weeks. I mean, so they got a little bit more than a month and 3 days to be exact, to come up with a decision in which, are they going to fight? Is Benavidez going to step aside for the trilogy with Beterbiev? You know what I'm saying? That, he does have options, but it all depends on how the way Benavidez wants to approach it. While Bivol Benavidez has been ordered, there's still a possibility that Beterbiev, who lost to Bivol by majority decision last month in Riyadh, seeks a trilogy rematch. Turki Al-Sheikh has already said that if Beterbiev wants a trilogy, he's going to get it. I love how Turki Al-Sheikh is just so confident that, like, fights are going to happen 100% of the time, because he putting money up and shit like that. And, like, money's just going to overthrow, like, sanctioning bodies requests and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, Turki Al-Sheikh definitely is egotistical, if we being honest. But regardless, Bivol could be forced to relinquish the WBC title in that case, and Benavidez will be left to fight for a vacant belt. Now, I think that's definitely worst case scenario, which isn't too bad, but it's about that time that we see Benavidez in there with other live dogs. You feel what I'm saying? Other live dogs. Like, we don't want to see him fight for no vacant belt against no Callum Smith or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We want to see him in there with somebody who's on the same level as him, or maybe a level above, and see how the way he does, against that type of opposition, man. He's been sparring world-class champion since he was a fucking preteen. Let's see him being, in his prime, being a fully grown man, fight Dimitri Bivol, who he has a history with. And according to the history, aka sparring, they say he did pretty well. Sparring and the pro fights are not the same, so we just can't put all of our stock into that. But, they have an interesting storyline, and I want to see exactly what Benavidez has within him, and if he's capable of deciphering that puzzle that is Dimitri Bivol, because Dimitri Bivol He's sensational, man. He's number one in the world right now in his weight class, a top pound for pound fighter. You know what I mean? And according to whoever pound for pound list you may see Benavidez on there at the bottom of it as well. So, it's a great fight. But if Bivol relinquishes his title, that would kind of suck. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I I could be wrong, but Dimitri Bivol doesn't strike me as somebody who's specifically money driven. I think he's one of very few fighters in today's sport that's actually driven by legacy. So I don't know if his pride will allow him to relinquish that title and go on to do that trilogy with Better Beef. I could be wrong. Maybe he just be like, fuck it, show me the money. And he could just have Benavidez on standby or just have Benavidez fight Callum Smith or whoever's on the rankings for that belt or whatever the case is. But I don't know. I don't think Dimitri Bivol lets this slide. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go on. Let's finish off this article. He, as in David Benavidez, was in attendance for a Better Beef Bivol 2 in Saudi Arabia 3 weeks later and revealed he'd been in talks with Al Sheikh over plans for his next fight. It's kind of interesting that Turki Al Sheikh is talking about he's pretty much guaranteeing the trilogy if they want it, but is also talking to Benavidez about plans for his next fight. Most likely, Al Sheikh is trying to set up a Callum Smith fight or whatever the case is. As of right now, I don't think he's prioritizing Benavidez, even though he's speaking to him about making a fight happen. While the WBC have ruled that Bivol must face Benavidez next, the mandatory rotation order has yet to be decided with the other sanctioning bodies. IBF mandatory Michael Eifert has been waiting as long as 2 years for his shot and will likely plead his case to be next in line. Woo! So Michael might skip in front of Benavidez. The last mandatory shot at light heavyweight came when Callum Smith was knocked out by Better Beef in the 7th round. Bivol has openly stated that he's happy to face anyone next, whether that's Benavidez, Better Beef, or even one of the champions at cruiserweight, which he has hinted he's interested in pursuing. So that's the article right there, man. Shout out to Ring Mag. Bivol has a lot of options on the table. He has a lot of options on the table, and it's pretty much up to him and what he wants to do, But there might be some cons to whatever decision that he may make. If he goes on and does the Better Beef trilogy, he very well lose that WBC strap. You know what I'm saying? If he Benavidez, I don't really think there's any concept, but it's it's a very risk fight that he could possibly lose and then end up losing that whole trilogy, fight with Better Beef in totality. You feel what I'm saying? And then if he fights a dude, Michael Eifert or whatever, again, might be stripped of his WBC title. And then on top of that, Better Beef might, choose to do something else or take on another fight. And then he could possibly be derailed. He's in his 40s. You never know when Father Time going to catch up to him. You feel what I'm saying? Wait, y'all talking about it's who talking about it's Coffee Plant birthday? But definitely hit the likes, man. We got 35 people in here with 16 likes. That's disgusting, bro. We gotta get that shit up, man. We better than that. Come on, y'all. Y'all act like it's really a problem to show a nigga love. Like y'all really act like it costs y'all to hit a thumbs up. It's literally a small click, and if it's your fucking smartphone, it's just a simple tap. You feel what I mean? But it is what it is, man. You can't force nobody to, support you. You feel me? It's either you fuck with it or you don't. But you watching, so you might as well like the shit. Like you entertained by something, whether it's my face or the conversation or whatever the fuck the case is. You feel me? Let me pin that right there. Nah, he actually spelled that wrong. I can't pin that. So I'm gonna pin Coffee Plant Joe. Definitely like the live, people. But anyways, so that's really great news for David Benavidez. I hope he gets that opportunity. And, he's one of my favorite fighters. I've told you on many occasions. So to see him, get avoided by Canelo Alvarez and pretty much not be given that undisputed chance at super middleweight is glad to see like good karma coming his way and possibly getting a undisputed shot in the light heavyweight division. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, bullies, it's like this on the regular, bro. You know what I mean? And then when they see that I'm on subscriber mode, they be mad as shit because they be having to subscribe to converse with the people. But it is what it is. You feel me? So that's great news for David Benavidez, and we just gonna have to sit back and wait and see exactly what's going on with that. Now, this is also the conversation that I wanted to touch on, pause, because I thought it was very interesting. And I'm talking about the WBA, people. WBA has multiple champions throughout, you know, throughout boxing, and one of them happens to be Gervonta Davis, who is currently the WBA lightweight champion of the world. And there's been a lot of controversy behind, Gervonta Davis since his last fight against Lamont Roach, specifically with the knee and, it not being counted as a knockdown, and then him, going to his corner during the middle of a round to get his face wiped, and how he should be disqualified. And New York State Athletic Commission is doing a replay review to see exactly if they can, modify some type of rulings or whatever the case is. Look, man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of controversy, and at any moment we might get a bombshell dropped on us about, them possibly reversing the decision and giving the win to Lamont Roach. You get that at any moment now, any day now, to be honest with you. So that's the good thing. I mean, that's the things that's been going on with the WBA. But one of the things that came out most recently was the WBA actually put out a statement. And it kind of caught me off guard. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because it didn't really make sense for them to, really say this. And the WBA put up a article on their website. I didn't see any author being named at all. I didn't see anything about that. So if anybody could clarify who the author is, please let me know. But yeah, go ahead, take it. The WBA puts out a statement that says, and this was later taken down. So they definitely, here come these bum ass niggas. All right, so they wasn't that loud this time. That's cool. But WBA Boxing puts up an article on their website that says, from our perspective, keyword our perspective, Willis's decision was not unreasonable or unjustifiable. So in that first statement alone, they saying, yo, Willis wasn't wrong for not counting the knockdown against Gervonta Davis. He ruled in real time that Davis had not been struck by a punch before going down, and therefore no knockdown should be recorded. Yet we could cite multiple examples of people who have taken knees without getting punched beforehand and still received the 8 count. And, like I said, I've spoken to many officials about this, and they're all saying the same thing. That is a mandatory 8 count. Hands down, no debating, right? Cool. Judges, by regulation, must follow the referee's rulings. They do not have the authority to override his decisions on knockdowns. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call benefited Davis unfairly, but we do not subscribe to that notion. So they pretty much come, and they're saying we. The author is not saying I, he's saying we. So he's including the WBA in this conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. He's saying he's not saying I, he's saying we. So we as in the WBA, because this is on WBAboxing.com at the time. We do not subscribe to that notion. So they saying, yo, this shit was fair and square. This shit didn't benefit Gervonta Davis. This wasn't an unfair ruling. Everything just, they're trying to play it like everything called smooth. In our long experience judging fights, we see no evidence of favoritism, only a referee prioritizing the physical safety of a fighter who appeared compromised by an eye injury. Now, if there's an eye injury, they're saying that this was an eye injury, right? First of all, we know that's bullshit because Gervonta barely wiped his face. To me, it looked like it was a tactic to just buy himself some time when he was in the heat of battle. You see what I'm saying? This is somebody who's very indecisive. Like, this is a man who goes on Twitter and tweets and deletes shit directly afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody who doesn't, like to really face shit or really stand on shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. Maybe that's just me talking shit. But I think it was a tactic to really buy time. Like him talking to the ref, that's buying time. Him taking that knee, that was him buying time. You feel what I'm saying? And he barely wiped his face, and all of a sudden his vision came back. Hallelujah. Like, come on, man, miss me with the bullshit. But if it was an eye injury similar to Kell Brook had an eye injury. He had a broken orbital, and he took a knee with no contact. World spent prior to that, and they go a mandatory 8 count, right? All right, cool. So if he was injured during the course of battle, how is that not an 8 count that should be taken? But whatever. That's what the WBA had put out, and a lot of people got pissed on that. That pissed off a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? He said a little blood, bro. Look, man, I can't roll it. So we just gonna have to rock with it. Just pay attention to the audio. You feel me? But Mazuma, if you're Tank, do you have Roach? Of course. From Forever Dedicated, of course. You definitely gotta run back. You got people thinking that you lost the Roach. If you a true fighter and you feel like you levels above them and Tank, I can stop him, shit, bro, you gotta show. You can't just talk like you talking about all these other guys like Haney, Shakur, Terrence Crawford. You already got in there with him once. He was putting belt ass on you at certain points. So now you gotta show the people that you really levels them, because in the first fight you wasn't able to show it. Boot says 75. That's cool. That's his opinion. You feel what I mean? I disagree with that. Whether it's Boots or not, I disagree with that. And a lot of people disagree with him. You feel what I mean? But that's how the way he saw it. That's how the way he saw it. He's an experienced fighter. I ain't gonna discredit him. He knows what's going on in there. But I actually had to score the draw. So it's only a 1 round difference between me and Boots' opinion. But considering the fact they did not count that knee when they should have, I'm justified in believing, in my opinion, that my Roach should have left the victor, the winner. You feel what I mean? But that's a totally different conversation. I already expressed that. Shout out to the 39 people that's in the building. Shout out to the 39 people that's in the building. And I'm sorry that my video is blurred, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm doing my best with what I got going on. You know what I mean? That shit just not cooperating today. But let me see. Let me hear the audio. I'm doing my best with what I got going on. Hold on. Let me see if I actually relocate. Would it change anything? See something. Would it change anything? Relocate and see if it changes. Sorry. It's still blurry as fuck. This is crazy, bro. Yeah, my girl watches Zoe 1-on-1, so because she is square. My son stay changing the Wi-Fi box to Spanish. Let me see. Can't tell. Hold on. I don't know, bro. We just figured it out. So I'm gonna turn the light on. But to get back to the boxing talk, y'all. I see there's some discussions going on in the chat as well. I might turn my camera off. And I turn my camera off? Probably not. But yeah, so that's what the WBA has said, right? Cool. They went out and posted that, and a lot of people was pissed off behind the shit that they said, right? So the WBA comes back out. They spin the block as the WBA has a history of not standing on the shit that they say. You feel what I mean? We can go back to the Devin Haney situation. He was the WBA, world champion, and Gervonta Davis is the WBA regular champion. Devin Haney was trying to force the WBA to make Tank as mandatory so they could fight each other. Gervonta Davis's team didn't like that. They fucking cooked the WBA behind that, and all of a sudden the WBA withdrew from attempting that again. You feel what I'm saying? So, they the ones that they like to try to do shit, and then once they feel a little bit of fire or feel a little heat in that kitchen, then they get the fuck up out of there. You feel me? Let me try to refresh this, y'all. This shit is ridiculous. We good? I don't know, bro. Look, that's just how he's just gonna rock. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, like I was saying, man, the WBA, they notorious or at least known for trying to stand on shit. And once they feel a little heat in that kitchen, they like to back off the block. You feel what I'm saying? So now, according to Yahoo Sports, shout out to Chris Wilson out there in Yahoo Sports. He comes out with an article, and the headline is WBA clarifies controversial Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach decision. As a matter of fact, I got a better one. Never mind. A better one. Let me see. As a matter of fact, now let's read this Yahoo Sports one, and then we can go over to that that's on X, aka Twitter. An article on WBA's website has attempted to defend Steve Willis following the referee's decision to not award a knockdown during a controversial draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. The key moment happened around round nine when, having been hit by a punch from Roach, Davis then waited a moment before taking a knee and rushed to his corner, asked for his face to be wiped, saying that grease from his hair was burning his eyes. Let me see. And in a now deleted post on their website, a WBA columnist attempted to defend Willis's decision, saying that from our perspective, Willis's decision was not unreasonable or unjustifiable. Says, and then once, Ring Magazine had put that out, WBA has completely spun the block and said, we would like to clarify that the opinions and comments expressed in this article are the sole responsibility of the author and do not represent the views of the WBA. So they pretty much just threw their own employee, their own author, their own columnist under the bus because they felt that heat that was in their kitchen and they ain't like what the feedback they got back from it. You see what I mean? President Gilberto Mendoza has told the Ring that he is still pursuing a Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch. He has also clarified that the article published on the WBA website, which said the no knockdown call in the fight was correct, was solely the opinion of that specific author and does not reflect the WBA's views. Mendoza himself believes a knockdown should have been called, which would have resulted in a decision victory for Roach. So this is the WBA coming out here talking about, yo, we don't know what that last nigga was talking about, but you know what I'm saying? We agree with y'all, man. That was an 8 count. My bad opinion. That was his opinion. Even though the author was confident enough to say that, was mentioning we and our and all this shit as if he was speaking for the WBA. Gilberto didn't like the criticism that he got back from it. So, you know what I'm saying? He spun the block. Simple and plain. So, typical behavior from the WBA. You see what I'm saying? And WBA stands for we backpedal a lot. That's fucking hilarious. They definitely be backpedaling. It's like, bro, if y'all got certain beliefs, dog, and that's the thing. I'm sure that the columnist gets permission or at least gets periods to review his articles before he posts them online. That's typically what happens. It's like when you was in college, I don't know if y'all went to college or, you know what I'm saying, high school, whatever, but before y'all submit like y'all senior thesis or like a, a final grade essay or whatever, y'all pretty much have y'all peers. It was literally called peer editing, where it'd be like, all right, maybe you could say it like this and I say it like this, or you spelled this wrong, you gotta spell it this way, or you use this, you spelled this word, shit like that. Yeah, I mean, I only went to college for like a semester and a half. You feel me? But what I'm trying to say is, I'm sure that he had peers review that article before he posted it. There's no way that he just posted it, submitted it without anybody looking at it, and then was just like cool. No, I don't have a degree. I was close though. I was only four. I think I was only like 3 classes away from getting my associates. But once we opened the gym, I was like, I just want to focus on that. I didn't really care about nothing else. You feel me? But nah, man. So that's typical WBA behavior. Saying one thing, and then when they ain't like the response they get back, then they switch it to another. It is what it is. Now Gilberto Mendoza is actually coming out saying, "Oh man, we think Lamont Roach should have won. That 8 count should have been counted," and he's in full support of what the general consensus is. You know what I mean? So that's that. That's that. So there's nothing really much to clarify with that. They said one thing and then retracted and said another thing. So let's get into the final topic. It seems like my live is clearing up a little bit. Let me hear the audio. Retracted and said another thing. So let's get into the final topic. All right, that's not bad. Shit, we just gonna have to rock with that. My apologies, y'all. He said, "Fuck it, 60." Damn, y'all doing StreamYard dirty. What's going on? Bella Faith, what are you referring to? You said, why are people not naming Jesus Kova? What are we talking about? What is we talking about? But nah, so let's talk about. He said niggas annoying Mark. Shit. It's going, yo, Ralph, you saying facts, my brother. He said it's gonna be a lot of niggas hurt if they reverse it. Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, Jesus, Jesus is literally the same thing. It's the same thing. I think Jesus is the Spanish version. But Jesus Kova is the columnist. Oh, I didn't actually see that in the article that I had read. But thank you for that. You know what I mean? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Jesus Kova out here tripping. He might have got his ass fired for scaring Gilberto Mendoza and shit. You feel what I mean? But yeah, so let's get into the main topic that a lot of people are starting to speak a lot about, and that's the Super League, or a new boxer promotion that Turki Al-Sheikh and TKO had put together. And obviously I'll check this out on Ring Magazine because I'm sure they're gonna have some great news on it. It's gonna provide us some insight on exactly what's going on, because a lot of people are confused as to what they're gonna do and who's involved. So I mean, let's talk about it. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, together with TKO Group Holdings, a leading entertainment conglomerate, have today announced a multi-year partnership to establish a new boxing promotion that will provide a premier platform for both leading boxers and prospects in the sport. This is interesting right here because Turki Al-Sheikh, I remember we had whether Turki Al-Sheikh was a promoter or not and stuff like that, and then Turki Al-Sheikh finally came out and said, "Yo, I'm not a promoter." You see what I'm saying? And that's why he's been using other promoters to be the operations, or at least the brains behind these events. He's worked with Turki Al-Sheikh, he's worked with Frank Warren, he's worked with Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? With a good amount of people. You see what I'm saying? So I wonder if he's still gonna find those guys to be useful. Eddie Hearn, De La Hoya, Frank Warren. Now that he's pretty much teaming up with another promoter. Are they still going to be helping out with promoting the events? Eddie Hearn doesn't have any fighters. Eddie Hearn doesn't have any fighters on that Times Square card with T.O., Ryan, and Roley, and Devin. You feel what I'm saying? But Turki Al-Sheikh chose him to, run the business, or at least, run the promotion of the fight. You feel what I mean? I wonder if they're still going to be of use now that he's able to establish this new promotional company. That's going to be very interesting. Regardless, he says, speaking on this specific milestone, His Excellency says this landmark partnership between industry powerhouses sets the stage for an unparalleled experience for boxers and fans. Together, we are developing the next generation of talent and delivering world-class events at a time where the sport is primed for further disruption. Also, reading this, it just popped in my head. There's a lot of people that's like, oh, man, Turki Al-Sheikh is going to leave. What's going to happen when Turki Al-Sheikh leaves? He's not going to be here much longer. Well, he just signed a multi-year deal partnership with Sella and TKO. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think Turki Al-Sheikh is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. TKO, hold on, I'm sorry. Mark Shapiro, president and COO of TKO, added, this is a strategic opportunity to reimagine the sport of boxing globally. TKO has a deep expertise, promotional prowess, and long-standing relationships. Turki and Sella share our passion and vision for evolving the current model. Together, we could bring the sweet science back to its rightful place in the forefront of the global sports ecosystem. Where does Dana White play into all of this? Because I have yet to see him be mentioned at all. This makes me feel like he's just going to be the face. But according to Ring Magazine, I don't know. I might need some clarification on this. TKO will serve as a managing partner, providing day-to-day operational expertise. So TKO is going to be the one that's going to be, I guess like supervising the promotional company, with executive leadership anchored by UFC president, CEO Dana White, and WWE president and TKO board member Nick Khan. Okay, so they're going to be led by Dana White and Nick Khan, who both have, I guess a lot of experience in running businesses and, knowing what it takes to be a leader in the entertainment industry. So, okay. So that's their part. So, Dana White, Nick Khan, they're just employees for Turki Al-Sheikh and all these other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They just getting paid to lead the ship. You feel me? That's what I'm getting from this. The new promotion will feature a highly structured system to develop new talent from around the world, including athlete combines and academies. That's interesting. Access for all boxers to the UFC Performance Institute. That's a fucking big one right there, people. Because from what I heard, the UFC Performance Institute is very expensive to get into. I remember Terrence Crawford was complaining about it. Like, damn, like the training at this institute is expensive as hell. He's a multi-millionaire. So access for all boxers to the UFC Performance Institute, that's a huge plus. That's because I heard their institute is pretty extensive and they got a lot of good shit going on in there. The world's leading combat sports performance training, research, rehabilitation, and nutrition center, featuring locations in Las Vegas, Mexico City, and Shanghai. So from Vegas to what's Shanghai? That's China, right? My fault. My geography ain't out there like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it's in China. So they got a lot of good shit going on. So with these boxers, being involved in this promotional company, they got access to training, research. I don't know exactly what they mean by research, but rehabilitation. So I guess like if they have injuries or whatever the case is, they're able to attend to it there. And nutrition center, which I think is a huge plus as well, because a lot of fighters, specifically boxers, don't be knowing how to cut weight and don't be knowing what exactly to eat in order to cut weight. So this is going to be a huge plus for them. Another thing, TKO's production, media, and promotional expertise to deliver both in-arena experience and top-tier state-of-the-art broadcast to fans around the world. I hope they understand that state-of-the-art broadcast include state-of-the-art commentators. So I hope that they really, get the best commentators necessary. We could get into that discussion because I love certain commentators, and I think there'll be a huge plus, for these productions or broadcasts. Further instructions about the new boxing promotion, including fighter signings, fight schedules, venues, and host locations, will be revealed in the coming months. So that's interesting. So don't be surprised if we start seeing some big time fighters that we know getting signed over to Turki Al-Sheikh's new promotional company. You know what I'm saying? And what's the name of this promotional company? What's the name of this? Did they ever say what the name was? Or am I tripping? Did they say what the promotional company was called? Nah, TKO is already a different company from what I understand. Am I tripping? This says Turkey Al-Sheikh together with TKO Group Holdings, a global leader in sports entertainment, and Sella, a leading entertainment conglomerate, have today announced a partnership to establish a new boxer promotion that will provide a premier platform for both leading boxers and prospects. So it sounds like TKO is already established. I don't know. Listen, man, with the type of money that they dishing out, I mean, if Turkey Al-Sheikh is funding this, he's already gotten so many fighters, big time fighters on his card and stuff like that. If these motherfuckers are free agents, they may very well sign them. We'll see. We'll see. Don't be surprised if they start signing some big names, in the near future. You know what I mean? I'm just glad that, look, I'm all for the progression of the sport of boxing. And one of the things you need in order to, continue to push the sport of boxing is to educate fighters, whether it's from a financial aspect, a nutritional aspect, and them having access to the, those things where, they're able to get educated, they're able to do research, they're able to, get the proper rehab so they could, come back stronger in fights after injuries, or getting nutrition advice so they could cut weight properly and not hurt their bodies and shit like that. It's some pluses going on. There's some pluses going on for sure. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I don't know if it's a good or a bad idea yet. I don't know exactly how this is gonna go. Are they gonna take over the sport? I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. There's a lot of things that had sounded good initially when they came out, but turned out to be, not as big as we thought it was. Like I remember BLK Prime was coming out and they was promoting it as like this new, boxing network, and they was gonna do this and gonna do that. They had Terrence Crawford on their car. They were supposed to have Adrian Broner and all this shit. And then it never truly manifested to what we thought it was gonna be. It was pushed heavily. It was great promotion behind it. And it was black owned. So, a lot of us was like excited to see exactly what they'll do. And, they didn't really, and it's too, it's still early. They still got time to resurrect themselves, but they pretty much they took a fall. Turkey money growing trees. Yeah, we was talking about that yesterday, how they make like $1 billion in a day. Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? So, and they make their profit margin is fucking insane. So it's like they were like, "Oh, Turkey Al Sheikh just be wasting all his money. He not in the business to lose money." Of course, if he wasn't, then he wouldn't be paying these motherfuckers as much. Like he don't care. He don't care to lose 50 million or 30 million on a fight event. They making that shit back within the first couple minutes of the day. Like they not stressing 30 million, bro. You know what I mean? They burn that money easily. Yeah, they don't care if they lose money in boxing. Think about it. They said it's literally a waste of time for Bill Gates to pick up $1 off the floor because of how much he makes per second. I mean, that's exactly how that shit is over there. They wouldn't go fuck to lose 30 million. They gaining that shit back as they watching the fights in the crowd. Like, let's be serious. Turkey Al Sheikh has his, agendas. Like he he has his intentions and why, he's bringing fights to Saudi Arabia. He wants to attract more tourists because tourists bring money and they big on the money over there. So I understand it. Like I was hearing when Terrence Crawford fought in LA, they was giving out brochures to Riyadh. They moving a product. And they was like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that they promoting Riyadh. Why the fuck not? So what, bro? Like, y'all don't even, and this is the thing, a lot of y'all don't be going to fights anyway. Oh, they taking fights away from the United States. Okay, but you able to watch it for $25 or less. Why you complaining? You don't go to fights. Why you care? All of a sudden, you win the politics, you into America's economy now? What is it? Y'all just be looking for anything to complain about. Y'all be some sassy motherfuckers out here. I don't give a fuck where the fights is at. As long as we get in the fights and I'm able to see it with my two eyes, I'm happy. Boxing fans gotta learn. It's like, you can't get it all. You feel me? You can't get it all. Not everything gonna go your way. You know what I mean? You might be able to get what you want, but it might come behind this right here. Yeah, like who cares about the fights being in America? As long as we able to see it on TV, on your mobile device, your laptop, whatever the case is, you should be content. And then it's like y'all acting like y'all be flying out to these fights. Bro, y'all ain't got money for that. And I ain't shitting on nobody's financial status. We all had our times and shit like that. But come on, let's be serious. Was you planning on going on the fight? You was going to the fights. Y'all be, and then that's another thing. Y'all don't be, and then y'all complaining about him. I seen people, I seen this one John. I'm surprised. I forgot. I didn't even put it in the group chat. There was a dude complaining. If Turki Al Sheikh had so much money, then why is he charging us, for a pay-per-view? You stressing $25, brother. This the thing. Is like, why would you even pose that point? Because I could tell you struggling to put up $25 for a fight. You ain't paying for the shit anyway. You ain't paying for the shit. You streaming the shit just like 95% of these niggas that's out here. Why you talking shit about the pay-per-view price if you was never planning on buying it anyway? StreamYard said, what's better than 25 streaming it? You see what I'm saying? But dudes complaining on here as if they buy the fights. You don't buy the fights. Why you bitching about the price? Why you even bringing up the price? You don't pay to play. I just be so confused. On Twitter, I be so confused, dog. I be so confused. Like, what is we talking about? Lorenzo said those are the same dudes that see no problem with Roach versus Tank for 80. Yeah. They ain't paying for that neither, though. If you stressing 25, you definitely stressing 80. You feel me? No, listen, that PBC card was lit. Tandor Martin Playo was fire. Antoine Rayo was fire. Tank versus Roach was fire. that was a lit John. Even J-Rock and Tellez was a good fight. You feel what I'm saying? They had some good shit going on, but $80, that Riyadh season card was lit too. You got a little bit of everything. Like the Carlos Adames, Hamza Shiraz. Carlos Adames showed out. They did him dirty, in my opinion, but he showed out. He put out a great performance, great defense, great aggression, combination punches, and you know what I'm saying? Like he showed why he was the champion. You feel me? Good fight. Good performance from Adames. Disappointing from Hamza, but it was all right, John. But Coley versus Joseph Parker, that shit went out with a bang quick. Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev was a hell of a fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Padley. We see Shakur get a knockout. Oh, shit. And Padley gave it everything he had. He had to be beat into submission. Pause. J-Rock went out bad. Not necessarily. I just think that, Father Time catching up to J-Rock, so he can't do what he was doing a couple years ago. I think J-Rock a few years ago, J-Rock would have beat Tellez that night. Padley lost but won in life. He definitely won the war. Getting paid what he got paid. They said they bought him a crib. He don't got to be an electrician no more. Matchroom just signed him. He got a lot of good shit going on. Zayn getting stopped by Caballero. Yeah, who expected that? I mean, I thought Caballero was going to get him, but We ain't never see Zane go out like that before. Virgil Ortiz, you know, dominated Madrimov. Like it was a good job. Like I was entertained. You feel what I mean? And for how many fights was on? How many fights was on that joint that we watched? What was it like? I completely forgot. Boazzi versus Callum Smith probably was the fight of the card. Besides the main event, amazing fight. That shit was worth every dollar. Come on now. Six solid fights for $25. That's less than $5 a fight. Thierry Scott said people forgot Padley was a top 10 ranked fighter. I seen him ranked in multiple sanctioning bodies. So Padley not just no fucking electrician, but you let these casuals tell it, or these Shakur haters tell it, he was merely an electrician. Like, bro, I know. Did y'all know that Mikey Garcia? Didn't they say Mikey Garcia was like a sheriff or some shit like that? Wasn't he a sheriff? I heard that this nigga Lamont Roach was a mechanical engineer. I ain't hear nobody calling Tank opponent Lamont Roach a mechanical engineer. You know why? Because he was established. Josh Padley, he was established. He was an established contender in the lightweight division. Mark, who you like in the Roach Gervonta rematch? Man, that I'm looking at it based off of what I seen in the first fight. Why did he have a job? Because what y'all don't understand is when you're not like this highly ranked amateur, or you're not backed by a big, promotional company like Matchroom or Top Rank or whatever, you got to make ends meet. You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your wife. You got to take care of your kids. And at a low level, boxing not paying that well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he needed a skill to rely on. And while he was boxing and trying to make it to the top, he had to be an electrician to pay the bills, because, boxing at a low level don't pay that well. Unfortunately, I know fighters getting $1,000 in their pro debut, and then when you pay everybody, you probably left for only like 300. Fuck can you do with that? That's a nice dent. That's a bill at a nice restaurant. That's a quarter of your rent. $300 ain't no real money right now. And I'll take that back. 300 might not even be a quarter of your rent, depending on where you live and how many bedrooms you got. It's like y'all just want fighters to just be boxers. Bro, that's not the reality. A lot of these niggas gotta make ends meet, and boxing don't be cutting it at the beginning. And boxing for a lot of guys may never cut it for them. $300 is $3 right now. That's how it's feeling. That's how it's feeling. You know what I mean? But we had some great talks, man. So let's get into some open boxing topics. We covered each topic that was presented on the title. You feel what I mean? So what we talking about? Wouldn't say $3. No, he exaggerating, obviously, but you get the point. Money, money don't stretch how it used to. You feel me? The rematch. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely lost track of your question. At this point, I'm looking at the Roach and Gervonta rematch as like a 50-50. I think it's really going to come down to who makes the better adjustments, in the fight. They both highly skilled fighters, in my opinion, especially what I've seen from Roach. So Roach in his head probably like, oh, Gervonta hit me with some shit, and I was able to walk through it. He really don't punch like how people say he do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go get it this time. So he might be confident enough in the rematch to take more chances, put his punches together, and probably do some more damage to Gervonta. He probably knows Gervonta's little, sneaky counters and stuff like that, and he probably will tighten up his defense a little bit more. So, there's nothing to really worry about. Gervonta, on the other hand, I'm sure he could watch the tape and be like, damn, I started too slow. I got to pick it up early so I could, because Lamont ain't gonna go out with one punch. We seen that shit happen. So I'm gonna have to put these bitches together and just break him down and get him up out of there. Because he said that he knows he can knock him out. He knows he can stop him. So he has to do what's necessary. So they both got rooms for adjustment. I think it's really going to come down to who has the better game plan and who has the better training camp, honestly. Because it's based off of what I've seen and how the way they was just playing high level chess in there, bro. It's really a 50-50, bro. It's really a 50-50. Did Tank need this? Yeah, he needed this. He got he got too big for his britches, man. Him disrespecting the shit that bothered me the most, man, is him disrespecting Coach Calvin, walking past him like he ain't nobody. He in the corner talking about, stop, you gotta listen to me. Huh? Like, bro, where the fuck is your respect for your trainer, bro? Like, where's your respect for your trainer? Like, when your parents was dope fiends, that boy saved you and gave you it helps you find your purpose in life. You need to be thankful. You owe that man everything you got right now. You feel what I mean? He over here talking to like his business person or whatever, and he like covering his face so Coach Calvin can't hear him. Like, just real disrespectful shit. Real disrespectful shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he think he know what's best, and I mean, he ain't gotta listen to what Coach Calvin got to say. He be treating Coach like he be treating Calvin like shit. You know what I mean? Real disrespectful dude. But Tank definitely needed this so he could come back to earth a little bit, realize he don't fucking know it all, and he need to go back into the gym, be a student, and listen to the people that got him to where he is at this point in his career. You feel what I mean? And no disrespect to Barry Hunter, but he don't need to be leading your corner, bro. The biggest moments of your career was when Coach Calvin led your corner. Don't nobody know you like no Coach Calvin. I could give a fuck how long you knew Barry Hunter. He ain't Coach Calvin. You feel what I mean? If you want Barry Hunter in your corner, by all means, keep him around. You know what I mean? That's your prerogative. I can't tell you who to have in your corner. But one thing I know for sure is that man don't know you like Coach Calvin. And he's not going to get you ready for a fight or know you as well as Coach Calvin. Coach Calvin needs to be leading your corner. Regardless of how you feel about him or whatever type of falling out y'all having, y'all need to come together, put that shit to the side, and get the fuck to work. Because name some of Gervonta Davis's biggest performances. Ryan Garcia. If you want to count Frank Martin, Leo Santa Cruz, who was leading his corner? I didn't see Barry Hunter there. No disrespect. He's a phenomenal trainer. I've seen what he's done in his career and, who he's, created along or helped create along the way. You know what I'm saying? Great trainer. But for this certain, circumstance, yeah, the Pedraza fight. Who was there? Mario Barrios, who was there? Rolly, who was there? That man is one of the closest things you got to a father, bro. Stop it. Calvin said he had got married. What that mean? What that mean? Who's Angela? Forever dedicated. Oh, Angel. You talking about Angel Garcia? What the fuck he know about Tank Life to say that? Life got the Tank. How he know? What if he just met somebody who was just as skilled as him in the ring? Angel just need to sit down and get the fuck off the drugs. He need to mind his business. No, Life got the your son, and that's why he performed like that against Laura. That's why he wasn't the head trainer because he got married. It's hard to believe. I don't know. I don't know if that's like the end all be all reason why somebody's not in your. Oh, you got married, nigga. All right, sit. Just give me my towels. What the fuck? I mean, if he did say it, congratulations to him. What I'm saying is, I don't know if him being married warrants you to be kicked out of the lead trainer position. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's reasonable enough. You said Lorenzo said y'all seen Barbosa call T.O. a bitch And T.O. low IQ ass flex and called himself the biggest bitch. Yeah, I seen Barbosa disrespecting. Barbosa got a little bit of meanness to him. You know who Barbosa remind me of when he be talking? He remind me of Jose Benavidez Jr. Like, you know, like just real mean Mexican motherfuckers that just ain't scared to speak their mind or run their mouth. They be on like that tough nigga shit. Like that Barbosa and Jose Benavidez Jr., they kind of similar in terms of how the way they be uh talking to their competition, to their ops. You feel me? Mark Tank said at the post he making adjustments in the corner. I hope so. I just know that, you know, and it's not because Calvin's better or anything like that. Calvin needs to be the lead trainer. It's that simple. You said Barbosa got picks. Why you say that? You saying he got picks or he got no picks? Because if you got picks, that means like you pussy. If you got no picks, that means like you ain't got no fear. Like you be with the shits. Joe Joyce versus Philip Herkovich now. They trying to bury Joe Joyce, man. Y'all listen, man. Joe Joyce, Zane destroyed that man. Joe Joyce was doing phenomenal. He beat Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, and then like you know what I mean, you take them two back-to-back losses to Zane, and you don't even sound the same when you talk. Like you sound like it sound like he's already feeling the effects from all the damage he took in his career. I don't know, bro. Like something about Joe Joyce really throws me off. Picks is a Philly term, so like, you know, if a nigga, if we come, like, if I'm arguing with somebody and they be like, man, fuck out of here, I ain't got no picks, like, or if you describe somebody be like, yo, boy, shout out, like he ain't got no picks, that means like he's careless, he's fearless, like he a crash out. You feel what I'm saying? But if a nigga, if you be like, oh, that nigga pussy, he got picks, that means like he's selective with the shit that with the reckless shit he do, like he be having selective smoke. Like Richardson Hitchens, I think he got picks. Like he act tough with certain niggas, but you know, when the right nigga walk in the door, he be on his best behavior. Like the Charlos, they got picks. But niggas like Terrence Crawford, they ain't got no picks. Like if shit hit the fan, you know, like Caleb Plant, he ain't got no picks. He a smacking nigga quick. Like he wanted, that's the best way to describe it. You ran into a couple of those. Shit, I was like that. I had to prioritize my son, and I matured way before my son, like in terms of like leaving that angry, violent shit alone. But once I really had my son, you know, all that, now I was like, yeah, that shit done with for sure. Dude, Tank got picks. I heard Gary Russell call Tank a bitch. I never heard Tank respond to him, like ever. I don't know if he got picked. He might not. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely was on dumb shit when I was younger. That's for sure. I did a lot of dumb shit growing up. But let me see. Does having a son soften a father? Um, Soften a father? I'm not gonna say soften, but it makes you more aware of your choices. That's what I'm gonna say. It makes you more aware of your choices. Uh, it puts life into perspective. Like you're not only doing things for you now. You got a whole life to be responsible for. Um, Shit like that. I think it just makes you. It gives you more awareness and you know thoughtful about things, considerate. I'm not gonna be a soft father. I know that. It's already like I already be checking him and shit like that. He be upset, boy. He be trying like I don't know why he got like this habit, like he like to slam the cabinets and shit. I'm like, yo, stop that shit, and they're like, I'll move him. And like, bro, he tries to push me. He be slapping my leg and shit. And I be strong with him, bro. I be doinking him and all. I don't be hitting him. I'm way too heavy handed for that. But I be letting him know, like, yo, this ain't gonna go your way. You know what I mean? So I already know I'm not gonna be a soft father for sure. Yo, bro, he be hitting me, bro. He be trying to push me out the way. I'm like, bro, you know, there's no way you could, like, you can't move me, bro. You're not there yet. Yeah, my son be trying to hit me, bro. He woke me up out my sleep because he had smacked me with I had fell asleep. I was in bed. I was laying down, and my girl was like doing her makeup. I had dozed off. He smacked me with one of my wooden brush, bro, right on top of my head. Doom! Woke right up, like, oh shit. I looked up. I thought I was getting jumped. I'm like, what the fuck going on? This nigga right there with the brush like this. I was like, man, give me that motherfucking brush. Y'all could go ahead and pack him. Do what y'all gotta do. Shout out to Anonymous. But and Ralph. They jumped that nigga. But let's get into some more topics, man. I'm feeling all right. Let's get into some more topics. There's some good shit going on in the boxing world, but I'm very concerned about Joe Joyce. To be honest with you, Tank always sounded weird though, so I'm not. I hear what you're saying, Dust, and I've heard people say that about Tank for years. Like he be sounding weird when he talk. But I watched younger, like I watched film of Tank growing up, and he always sounded kind of weird when he talked. And I don't never hear Tank slur when he talk. You know what I'm saying? I never hear like Tank speaks pretty clearly. He just speaks like he got a weird voice. I think people confuse the two. I don't hear him slur. Like he don't be sounding like he gargling peanut butter and shit. You feel what I'm saying? The picture Tio posted was wild. Yeah, that was some weirdo shit. That was some LGBT shit. You know, Tio gonna be Tio, bro. That boy off his rocker. Definitely off his rocker. Said Herkovich gonna retire Joyce. Yeah, Joyce fuck around get stopped by Herkovich, bro. Thierry Scott said, what does it mean when someone says you a nut in Philly? Does it just mean crazy? It can mean crazy, but it could also be like you a weirdo. So if I say you a nut ass nigga, like you something wrong with you, like you a cornball, like you it could be disrespectful too. But nut could definitely mean crazy, like yo, oh, he tripping, he a nut. I guess it got multiple meanings, but it's really like generally speaking, if somebody say you a nut, that mean like you a weirdo, like you like oh shit, old head on nut shit. I mean he on some weird shit, something unusual. What does young boy mean? That's self-explanatory. What you think that mean? You asking some dumbass questions. Who's Tio's trainer? From what I understand, is his father, and then you know Eddie Reynoso is helping out. That's something you could find out on your own, brother. Young boy, what you think young boy mean? And what you think old head mean? James said, "What's good, Mazuma? What's your thoughts on Dana White coming into boxing and Turkey co-signing him?" Well, we just gonna have to wait and see exactly what Dana White's intentions are with the sport. You know, based off of based off of what I've seen Dana White do in the UFC, he's led a company that was in debt, pretty much drowning and about to be out of business, and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. So Dana White has the right idea on how to run a business and how to keep things in business, and not only that, but make a huge profit in business. So he's earned that position, to be honest with you. Like I said, Dana White got a lot of pros and cons, but at the end of the day, a lot of these promoters have their pros and their cons. There's no perfect man on earth, no perfect human on earth, so you're not going to find a perfect promoter. So, Dana White is a great choice just based off of his resume and what he's accomplished in the UFC. And I think his whole thing is trying to carry over like his business model into the sport of boxing, and with the funding that Turki Al-Sheikh is going to put behind it, it may work out very well. When you have an investor that has an infinite amount of money, it's like, how could you bound to shit bound to work out eventually? It seems like you're gonna attract the big time fighters. You're gonna make top fighters fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have an investor, if you have a business and you have an investor that has an unlimited budget and you still fucking up, or you consistently fucking up, it's like, bro, like what good are you? I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. But to answer your question, has Rolly Teofimo started camp? Yeah, I know Rolly has. I know Rolly has. Rolly been training since like that, since they first announced it. Turkey's I mean, Turki Al-Sheikh got a good relationship with Dana too, so it would make sense why he co-signing him. Me and Rolly cool. Me and Rolly cool. We had our conversation. We had our back and forth. We got to understand it. I agree. People worried about pay, but with Ali Act, he can't lowball fighters like an MMA. Paulie hates the idea, but he just hate Dana White. Paulie be hating on a whole lot of shit though, bro. He probably be hating on them MMA niggas because Connor whooped his ass in sparring. He still salty about that. Hope he beats that drug cheat. I didn't hear what Paulie had to say. Where can I go check out what Paulie said? But Paulie do be hating. That shit loud as fuck. Let me see what Paulie had to say. So I read the video is 9 minutes long. I ain't gonna listen to that the whole time I'm on here. But the caption says, "Why would you partner with a con artist? Dana White should not be in boxing." What was his reasoning? Anybody know? Can somebody sum up what he said? Yeah, they said Connor was putting hands on Paulie, but to be fair, Paulie was retired, out of shape, and they said he had just hopped off a plane. Paulie was way over the hill by the time he sparked Connor, so I ain't about to be the major pay issues and takes advantage of fighters. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. But at the same time, I don't think I wonder if Dana's gonna be in charge. I wonder if Dana's gonna be in charge of what they pay fighters. Is he gonna have control of the payroll? I wonder. Or is that gonna be Turki Al-Sheikh? I don't know, bro. It's a lot of fucking questions out here. It said Dana's a known scumbag and a shady character and doesn't understand why Turkey would co-sign him. Hey man, like I said, there's pros and cons to everybody. You can make a case that Eddie Hearn's a scumbag, You can make a case that Frank Warren is. Did you hear what Chris Eubanks said on there? He said that everybody. He said all the promoters on that stage were scumbags, and the only one he trusted was Turkey Sheik. And Frank Warren was talking about suing him again, so he took it back. And I think Frank's still suing him. You know what I mean? So what y'all say about Dana, you can say that shit about any promoter in the sport. They all be taking advantage of fighters. They be stealing from fighters. I don't heard at all. A sit-down interview with Miguel Cotto. How does he sound? I heard he's not doing too well. I heard Cotto's not doing too well. I seen people calling him punch drunk and all types of shit. And for my people out here, man, if y'all got your own cribs or whatever, man, make sure that shit clean, yo. It's a lot of dirty motherfuckers out here, bro. One of my neighbors left the apartment door open, bro. This shit like a pigsty, cuz I'm like, yo, I can never. I deep clean every week. He seemed, well, okay, Marissa, maybe that's not true then. Oh shit, my pop in the building. He said he sounds terrible. That's what I've been hearing. James said with all them wars Cotto been in, he definitely had CTE. He took a lot of damage, bro. Margarito, Pacquiao, Floyd was punching on him. Who else? He done been in some tough joints. Even early in his career, Zad Duda punched him up his noggin a couple times. Boy, what was his name? Was it Ricardo Torres? It was one of them. They say that pro boxers be becoming alcoholics because it soothes like with the neurological damage that they receive and all that shit. The alcohol helps like, take what they say, that shit like soothes the brain. Let me see. I was reading that shit. They're saying that there's some type of alcohol can cause brain damage though. Yeah, Cotto been a scumbag his whole life. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard stories about him like, having disabled people wanting autographs and him refusing, all types of shit. Cotto is a piece of shit. He kind of give me like Michael Jordan vibes. Michael Jordan's a dick. Piece of shit. Phenomenal player, shitty dude. Cotto, good fighter, shitty dude. Take loss, facts. They said Cotto the Puerto Rican MJ. That's hilarious. He definitely an asshole. He said, Marissa says I clean the whole house every Friday, deep clean. Yep, I do this. I do that on Sundays. Boxing with 2-4. What up? Look, they're interviewing my pop now. I'm probably gonna have to get back on StreamYard, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nah, you good, Pop? Shit, I ain't tripping. They asked him, yeah, my Pop fuck with Tank, but he keeping it 1,000. Yeah, bro. Cause this YouTube shit, bro, this streaming shit is extremely frustrating, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, boxing with 2-4. I spoke about the Bivol and Better Beef. Bivol and Benavidez situation. You know what I mean? I was congratulating Benavidez for the most part, but I was also saying how Bivol has a lot of options, but there's some consequences that might come behind that. I was saying that if he goes and does the trilogy with Better Beef, they might strip him of the WBC title unless Benavidez gives them some leeway. If I'm Benavidez, I'm doing that because the more they fight each other, the more damage they take, and the more damage they taking, the better my chances are. So with me being young and youthful like Benavidez, well, I just let them beat each other up. That's just me. You know what I mean? But they saying that the IBF mandatory has been waiting around for like 2 years, so he might have to fight him, and if not, it's a lot going on. And Bivol he also talked about going up to cruiserweight, so we'll see. Yeah, Haney was real quiet. You all right? Um, StreamYard, I'll get on if you send me a $40 super chat, I'll get on StreamYard tomorrow. Pay for my StreamYard. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bivol got a lot of options, so we'll see. If I'm Bivol, you know what I mean? Do you really want to go through Better Beef again? You beat him. You avenge the loss. You can move on. It was a great fight, though. So from a fan's perspective, I'd love to see the trilogy. But if I'm Bivol, I'll leave Better Beef the fuck alone. Yeah, we spoke about that game, Bino. We spoke about all that. We covered that shit early. Who should Virgil fight next? I think he should push for the title shot. Yeah, he should. He should try to get the WBC to force him to fight. Sebastian Fundora. You feel what I mean? It seems like Bakra Murtazaliev is interested in fighting Virgil Ortiz. Virgil could get some shit going, man. He could get some shit going. He could definitely fight for a world title next if Oscar De La Hoya play his cards right. You feel me? No, I think Virgil will stop Fundora. Virgil's a bad style for Fundora. Fundora get hit way too much. He like to fight in close quarters. Virgil ain't gonna have to look for him. Virgil let his hands go, volume, power, good body shots. I think he'll break Fundora up really bad. He said Mazuma regulates my time on here. He doesn't want to get canceled. Bro, Pop, you should be hearing the shit I'll be saying, bro. Every live that I've done, like in the past 4 days, they limited my monetization because I keep saying the F word. And it rhymes with maggot. So, I mean, I ain't really getting paid unless they send us super chats. This dude crazy, man. You think Roach just got Tank's number? Shit, that may very possibly be a thing. The rematch would definitely provide more clarity on that. Because if he whooped Tank ass in the rematch, it's like, all right, he got his card. Like Forrest had Mosley's. Sheesh. Fundora fighting his toughest fight, Cordell Booker. Mm-mm. That ain't it. That's the cherry pick of the century right there. Great Gambino. I think Fundora got lucky with Tim. If it wasn't for that cut, I don't think he would have won that belt. Maybe wrong. I got to rewatch that fight. Well, shit was going bad for Fundora until that cut happened because Zoo was tagging him. You know what I mean? It was just when that elbow landed early on in that fight, it was hard for him to get past. And that really traumatized Zoo because when you watch that Bachman fight with Zoo, they had like some type of like headbutt or whatever. And Tim Zoo, as soon as that headbutt happened, first thing he did was touch the top of his head, like, oh shit. Like he wasn't confident in the healing process. He rushed his comeback for sure. You know. Don't use the 45 option, use the 15. StreamYard don't got that option, cuz. What you talking about? They ain't got no damn $15 plan. They got a $45 plan. They got a free John. They got a $45 a month plan. Then they got an $89 a month plan. They ain't got no $15 plan. What are you talking about? You got a promo code, cuz? Shit, let me know. Because I pay for StreamYard if it's only 15. Free John Duck logo, right? What do I think about Andre's call out? He looking for a rumble, man. He looking for a fight, and don't nobody want to give him an opportunity. I mean, that goes to show how much of a dog David Benavidez is because, I mean, nobody was giving Andre the opportunity before. Benavidez gave him the opportunity. Benavidez stepped on Andre. Then they back to not giving him opportunities. Yeah, young boy crying, bro. I don't know what's wrong with him. I ain't even about to. Young boy terrified of me, so I'll probably make it worse. But yeah, man, like even I ain't even gonna lie, bro, and I got a lot of respect for Caleb Plant. But Caleb Plant not even he ignoring Andre. I think Andre and fucking Caleb Plant be a great fight. And we'll be crying. I ain't even gonna say nothing. Last time I said something about young boy, I got in trouble by my girl. She ain't like what I said. She ain't like what I had to say. I had to apologize and shit. You know what I mean? Like my fault. You right. I wouldn't want nobody to talk about my son like that, so I let it go. Yeah, my girl be watching sometimes. But nigga said don't make me go over there. My pop never been to none of my cribs. Ain't that some shit? He never came to my first apartment. He never came to this apartment. I'm only like 2 blocks away from the gym. I always visit my pop. My pop see me every day. Astro, I already answered that, Astro. I think I look at it as a 50-50 in the rematch. You was never invited. You live too far, man. I don't want you to come up. You be driving all the way down here all the time, every day for the gym. You know what I mean? So I don't be wanting you to take that trip all the way down here to kick it. If you live close, I probably would have invited you. We don't want to cook, so I'm not going. What? Yeah, I see my dad every day, pretty much. Unless I can't go to the gym. No, Astro, what I was saying was I had the rematch 50-50. I think it depends on, who has the better training camp and is capable of making the adjustments. They both got to make adjustments. You just gotta see who's better at making them. But let's get a couple more in before I get up out of here, man. Shout out to the 32 viewers that's in the building. I can't cook, Pops. You know I can't cook. I don't know what you're talking about. If I ever went in the kitchen when my family was cooking, I'd get cursed out. Who you think Plant should fight next? Andre. I would love to see that fight. Berlanga not gonna give him no opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Where else is Caleb Plant gonna go? Another Trevor McCumbee, bro? Like, Demetrius Andrade is a way better opponent than a Trevor McCumbee. You feel me? So I think Andrade and Caleb Plant will be an amazing fight. Let's see because Demetrius Andrade is skilled. He got power. You know what I'm saying? He awkward. He got his own little style. Caleb Plant, smooth technician, outboxer. You know what I'm saying? Good movement. He just a smooth operator. You feel me? I would love to see that fight. That's a good fight. But for some reason, I don't ever hear Caleb Plant mention Andre's name. Does anybody have an interview where Caleb Plant has mentioned Andre's name? And if he did, what did he say? Because I never heard it. But I always hear Andre calling out Plant. Now, this ain't me saying that Caleb Plant ducking or no, I don't believe that. But Caleb Plant probably trying to get like a bigger opportunity. He might look at Andre as too much of a risk. You think Canelo will retire if he loses to Skull and Crawford? Shit. If he loses to both of them back to back, Gambino, if he loses to both of them back to back, he might find his way out. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because if you losing to both of them, if you lose to Skull, who literally has fought nobody, and then you lose to a nigga who moving up 3 weight classes, you lost it, cuz. You might have just lost it. I gotta watch Skull, man. I gotta really watch some footage on Skull. Ralph said the only time he brought up Andre's name was when he was giving his thoughts on the result of Benavidez versus Andre. Damn. Caleb Plant gotta get active too, both of them. Yo, Chris, you shot out for that when TOC and his dad get knocked out. That is crazy. That would never happen, bro. Like niggas, I ain't even gonna say online what happened, but somebody what uh what 50 Cent said, somebody gonna die tonight. That'll never happen at Pivot Boxing Academy. That's all I know. Who wins, Thurman or Zoo? If they get past their tune-ups. Let's see how Thurman look against this dude that he fighting. That Australian dude he fighting. You know what I mean? Let's see if his legs underneath him. Bro, that inactivity, crazy. So what if Keith Thurman just looked shot, bro? They said Mark grabbing the pole. Shit, I don't know. What you talking about, brother? He said pause. This nigga said pause. I ain't even catch that. Probably because I'm tired though. Yo, Mark grabbing the pole. That's definitely a pause. That's fucking wild. You could have called the gun got like 50 different terms and you used that one. Bad look. It's funny. I wouldn't be shocked if that Australian dude beat Thurman. Yo, bro, did y'all see how Jared Hurd looked though, bro? Like it's crazy how like you could be at the top of your game, bro, just be on some shit, and then you just take one bad fight, and then you just never the same. Like we seen it happen with Joe Joyce with Zhang, fought him back to back, never the same. Had some good wins too. That aged really well. Then, no, fucking Jared Hurd, he at the top of his game, unified at 54, and then he fight J Rock, and his fall off was insane. Yeah, heard. He even admitted it. He was like, "Yo, bro, like I'm glad I'm retired. I've been in a lot of wars. Like this. It's a lot of wear and tear, and I'm just like he was done. Like he was tapped out mentally. He didn't want to be in there no more. If Thurman can't beat Brock Jarvis, that's insane. I seen Paro sweep that dude in one round. Yeah, and Paro not even punching all like that to be doing it. He got solid power though. Yeah, bro. One bad fight because he took a lot of punishment against J Rock too. One bad fight could derail your whole career, change your whole body, and the more punishment you take, the older your body get. Shit, crazy. If Thurman get washed by Brock Jarvis, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all might hear me had a laugh of the century. Real shit. Boots April 12th. Boots gotta be on his shit, man. I was watching Stanley Unis. What was it, Saturday? I was watching him on Saturday. I'm like, this is a strong, tough motherfucker right here. Like Boots gonna have to box real smart, keep his defense tight. You know what I mean? Punching combinations. Because Stanley Unis a tough dude, bro. Do I study these fighters' opponents? Not really, because I'll be familiar with these guys for the most part, so ain't nothing to really study. No, let me said, I really think all Boots has to do is box to see Stanley Unis struggle a lot against the Lorme. That's true. But you know, Boots like he likes to do a little bit of everything. Like I've never, and you know, this ain't nothing bad because you know Boots got is well rounded. Like I've never seen him consistently do one thing for the entirety of the fight. He likes to box from the outside and jab and move, and then you know another round he'll sit in the pocket and you know fighting close quarters with fighters. Then he fighting off of the ropes, and then you know he counter punching, and you know he like to do a little bit of everything. Like StreamYard tripping. StreamYard, you low key sound like a woman. That's some shit my girl text me if we not staying in the same crib or something. You know what I'm saying? Like back when my girl was living with her mom and shit, that's the type of text she used to send me. I don't know, bro. Is I mean, StreamYard might be a female duck, you know what I'm saying? Niggas out here quacking. Why Lorenzo? Why Lorenzo do that? Did Lorenzo pack him or he just deleted it? Let me see. Oh, he just deleted it. Yeah, it sounded like some shit my girl would tell me when I wasn't living with her and shit. Come back a better man tomorrow. All right, man. Give him a 5-minute timeout. That's funny. All right, man. We're gonna close it out with that, man. I'm tired of shit. I'm gonna go give me some rest, man. I hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. Thank you for tuning into the live. This is Mazuma TV. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties we was having earlier, but we bounced back pretty good. So, thank you very much, man. We had a great conversation today. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the subscribers that's in the building. We on the road to 3K. We well into the 2,600 mark. You feel what I'm saying? And as of right now, we are currently standing at 2659. You know what I'm saying? So 41 subscribers and we'll be at the 2,700 mark, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful one, man. I'm out of here, man. Peace.